surgical, physical when I'm lyrical. So bat it down with medical, something critical. It's gonna take a miracle. Bright lights for some spiritual, written down like biblical. I finally reached the pinnacle. Yeah. Welcome to the house, the one they talking about. Word of mouth, the boxing PlayHouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
Bienvenido a esta semana de Boxing PlayHouse Latin America. Aquí estamos con el maestro Ray Sosa. Sakura está por atrás en la pantalla, no va a estar en la pantalla. Y ahorita vamos a tener a Velez y Glenn Wybrow aquí en el programa con nosotros, con mi socio Andrew Hidalgo. We're going to do Spanglish. Vamos a hablar en español y en inglés si no te molesta. Un gran placer a tener a Velez para yo decirte a ti, a la gente que ha hecho esta mujer. Para mí es una de las primeras en todas las cosas, siendo campeona mundial, haciendo profesor de boxeo, ha logrado muchas cosas en la carrera de ella. Ella personalmente, en un tiempo yo entrené con ella en el mismo gimnasio, yo creo que ya fue por allá por Fort Lauderdale, si no me equivoco. Y bueno, tiene una carrera muy buena. Ray, ¿cómo estás? How you been doing?
Ahí, lo mismo. Hello.
Ray Sosa, Velez, the champ.
How are you?
Y primero que nada,
you left-handed.
I'm sorry?
She looks left-handed. She waves with her left hand.
She's a southpaw.
I'm a southpaw.
Okay.
That's the coach for you.
Primero
que nada, quiero decir que este año, con todas las cosas que ha logrado señora Velez, ella ha sido campeón de la IVA, de la WIVA, de muchas cosas, ha peleado con medio mundo de boxeo, en la carrera de boxeo. Este año le van a poner a ella en la Casa de Fama de Boxeo de Florida. Y queremos hablar de todas esas cosas. Quiero que todo el mundo sepa que aquí tenemos en junio 31, yo creo, si no me equivoco, a ella le van a dar el anillo y va a ser no solamente mi hermana de Boricua de Puerto Rico, pero mi hermana de la Casa de Fama, va a tener su anillo. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? ¿Cómo te sientes?
Words cannot explain what I've done in my career. You know, we go out there and we fight our hearts out. Cuando a mí me llamaron y me dijeron que yo fui la primera boricua que capturó un mundo mundial, like un título, yo no sabía que yo era la primera boricua, no lo sabía. Y ahí me puse a llorar y dije dentro de mí, wow, I did history, I made history, you know. Y amo a Amanda Serrano, todas esas muchachas que son en la isla de Puerto Rico, que las respeto y todo.
Yeah.
You know, they keep on, going on my road, and we got to keep on going. We got to keep going, and never stop. Stop achieving what you need to do. You want to go through a goal, you got to go through it. No matter if your family's not there, no matter if friends is not there, you got to put everything to the side and think about you to prepare you to become to what you want to be, not what nobody wants. And that's why I've accomplished 7 world titles, and now I'm inducted with honor, with all my heart, with honor to be in the Hall of Fame.
Salute.
Hey, real quick, I want to introduce that's an amazing thing. We're going to get back to that. I want to introduce my man, Glenn Wybrow, boxing guy, boxing extraordinaire, incredible. Let me tell you something, Ada, we spoke about this off camera. One of the guys you used to like and I used to love and I used to think was amazing was Hector Camacho. And there's nobody more fanatical, more behind Hector Camacho than my man right here, Glenn Wybrow. How you doing, baby? Where you at right now?
I'm in UK, London.
We're all the way from London on Boxing PlayHouse Latin America. We have Glenn Wybrow. How you doing, baby? Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. So you know Ada Velez, I don't know if you know her, but she was an incredible athlete, incredible boxer. She was a pioneer for women's boxing.
Yeah.
I take my hat off to her for people like her. There was a lady that I knew very well. Her name was Cora Weber. She was one of these people, the pioneers of boxing. Bonnie Canino, which I know she knows, an incredible boxer. I think she's also a boxing Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken.
She is. She is.
Yeah. And she shares something because she was very flamboyant. She had so much of a female version of Hector Camacho. I wish you would have seen her fight if you haven't seen her fight. She was absolutely amazing.
I'll look her up straight away, straight after this.
Yeah, no, she was unbelievable. And let me tell you something. So we have a comment here. It says, Coach Ace, she was that one that no one wanted to go to spar with. Nobody wanted to spar with Ada. I remember when I was in the gym with her. She was tough as nails, man.
That's great.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to spar with the boys. You know, that's because of you guys. And I'm looking at you guys. Because the guys, the men that that made me who I am. Because you gave me the will and power to go on. And I didn't have women sparring. They wouldn't want to spar me. So I'm like, give me the men. Give me the men. I don't care if they beat me up. I don't care they knock me down. I don't care they hurt me. But they are going to be the ones that are going to make me who I want to be. And that's a world champion.
That's awesome. Real quick, if we could change the subject. Glenn, can you do me a favor? Can you rotate your phone sideways so we can get like a little vertical, like just turn it sideways a little bit? It'll be better. There you go. That's so much better that way. There you go. Perfect. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
G-Man. G-Man.
So, how you doing, Ray?
Ray and Glenn go back a long ways. First and foremost, I want to say that not only is it an honor and privilege for me to be interviewing both you guys, but Ada Velez is going to join a fraternity of boxers like myself. She's going to get inducted into Florida Boxing Hall of Fame in June. No one can ever take that away from us. We're going to be family forever in the Boxing Hall of Fame and enshrined. And we're going to be brother and sister forever along those lines. And saying that, anyone who's watching, please support the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. Go down June 30th. There's going to be TK Boxing Promotions putting on a hell of a show as he does every single year. Great talented fighters. There's going to be this year. I would call them he's a friend foe. Roy Jones is going to get inducted. You're going to get inducted with Roy Jones Jr. You're going to get inducted with a slew of good guys. You know, I think David Eizon, if I'm not mistaken, is on that list, and a few other guys. When you got the phone call, how did you feel?
Who, me?
Yeah, you're getting inducted.
And you know, at the end of the day, I'm a female. I cried. I got emotion, and I couldn't believe it. You know, I've been hearing all these girls inducted to the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, maybe one day I will become, you know. And I'm hearing all these girls, and I'm like, that one day probably gonna be one day me. But if it's not, so be it. And then boom, I got that call, and I'm whoa, whoa.
I bet your family's excited.
What? I start jumping like a little kid.
Hey, Glenn.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back and forth between you and her. What was it? First and foremost, how did you become a fan of Hector Camacho? Let us know how that transpired. How you've essentially become, you know, Camacho third cousins of sorts, right? And what was it like being at the ceremony for the naming of a street?
Well, first of all, I'm being honest with you. I had a bit of a troubled upbringing, where I was like withdrawn, very quiet, didn't talk a lot to people. But you know, just imagine one day I'll turn the telly on. A rare occasion we was allowed to have the telly on, and there I see this man, and he changed my life forever. And I watched Hector Camacho. I never watched boxing at all in my life, and that was it.
Well, how did he change your life? What about him change your life?
Well, what what the Macho Man done for me, really, he allowed me to take myself mentally away from what I was going on with, what was happening. So if I was in any trouble or things weren't happening or going well, I'll take myself. The man was a real life hero to me, and he helped me out. I mean, I only got to see him once when he come to London,
Okay.
Back in 1987, he came over to London. He was going to fight one of our fighters, and I went to this venue. I didn't even get to talk to him. I was just standing watching him, and he sort of looked down at me for a split second, and that's all the motivation I needed,
Wow.
and I followed that man's career, all the way.
Well, I see all the stuff you have behind you. That's all Camacho stuff. Am I not mistaken?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I've got
You have like a
everything.
museum to him, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Well,
But the
Camacho
thing is,
inspired many people.
I'm so pleased to be able to talk to I'm sorry, I forgot the lady's name, but to be a boxer, like my daughter was an amateur boxer. I mean, this is her robe,
Wow. Okay.
That's beautiful.
and she was inspired by the Macho Man. I mean, even when she started boxing when she was 7 years old, I said, "Look, you're going to learn the way I did from the Macho Man. Be a class boxer. You ain't got to get smashed up in there. You've got to use your brain, be educated, and be a smart fighter,
Wow. Ada, getting back to you real quick. Looking at your record, you were one of the first Puerto Rican women to ever win the IBA belt. You beat Kathy Williams, if I'm not mistaken. What was that like? What was that feeling? First and foremost, winning the title, and secondly, being the very first Puerto Rican woman to ever do so.
Well, when I fought that Kathy Williams, man, I was like, when you train so hard, and I had Bonnie Canino in my corner and Bert Rodriguez pushing me day in and day out. They will push me, they will train me like, my God, pushing cars and pushing, doing so much. I said to myself, and I was the underdog, and I said to myself, you know what? With the hard training that I have and the heart that I have, I knew in myself that I was going to win. I knew I was going to win. And I knew I was going to make history, with all these coaches that were telling me, yo, you're going to go make it far. You're going to make it real far at Velez. And I believe in that. I kept on saying that in myself and in my mind. I was like, I'm gonna become undisputed. I'm going to be one of the best female fighters, so I can lead these little ones that's coming behind me. I can lead my path to them. As
Wow.
me being the first Puerto Rican, that to me was more than all the world titles. To me,
Wow.
all the world titles. To me, because anyone can wear. A lot of people can win world titles. A lot of people. And when they put their work in, they can beat. They can win. But when you become and you make history, being the first Puerto Rican, there's no one can ever top that.
Ah,
No one.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, listen, it's like having that first girlfriend or boyfriend. It's always the first one, right? You never forget them. You never ever forget them. So, the reality of the situation is that when we look at your resume, you were the first.
Yes.
You were the first in many, many things. Even in your amateur record, from what I'm reading here, and I didn't know you when you were an amateur, but it says you went undefeated. Like, you did a lot of firsts. There was a lot of things you accomplished and you were able to achieve in your long history of boxing career.
Well, I did only 8 amateur fights.
Okay, I didn't say that, but still, you went undefeated.
8. I'm gonna say it out like that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because for me, as my age was. I was, I believe, 30, 29 or 30. So I had to say to myself, I'm a little old. To me, not to amateur was too easy for me. I wanted a step, another notch. I want to make another step, challenge myself and where I'm supposed to be at. I want to see where I'm at. And as I told that to Bonnie Canino, put me pro, take me to pro. Because amateur, I swiped, I mean, straight in the row, and then nobody didn't want to fight me again. And I'm like, oh, here he goes again. Turn me pro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ada, I'm sorry. I just jumped in. I'm sorry. I'm a little late. Forgive me. I'm trying to do my 9 to 5s and stuff. Disculpe de corazón. I'm sorry for being late.
That's okay.
I just wanted to ask you because right now, female boxing is coming to it's like it's peaking. It's like a lot of people paying attention to female boxing. Back when you were doing it, it wasn't as big and stuff. Maybe the promotions weren't there. We were still a little bit ignorant. Like, how do you feel about the direction of the way female boxing is going? And my second question is, should female boxing stay at the 2 rounds, or should they do the 3 rounds like the men? Because I've seen a lot of fights that could have gone different ways if it was 3 rounds or better.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I believe that you ask yourself, you guys are now looking at me. You know that women going to have more knockouts if you only give us more time. 2 minutes fly by quick, and you don't see much of knockout rates. So if they give us that amount, that time, I bet you, and I put all my money in it, that you will see more knockouts. You will see more technique, more of a woman. Because now in these days, men likes to see more knockout power. They want to see all that. But just for that little short time, it's not enough. And I want that to come to 3 minutes. And I hope it happens soon.
Let me ask you, I got a few comments here. I got Dalia Duran, Roberto Duran's daughter. I'm sure you know her. She says, congratulations, Ada. You are nothing but the very best. I also have Zen says, Ada, how did you find boxing? And what advice would you give other female boxers, especially in this day and age?
Wow. Let me tell you something. You won't believe it. I was almost 200 pounds.
No way.
And I only did it just to lose weight. And when I started hitting those bags and I'm turning, and I had these people looking at me like, what the hell are these people looking at me for? Why they keep on looking at me? So I just kept on hitting the bags. I'm losing weight. I'm losing a lot of weight. I lost over 65 pounds. I got lean. I started hitting the bags. And then that's when they pull me to the side. We like to have a word with you, Miss Velez. I'm like, would you ever consider to fight for us? I'm like, no. No.
No way.
No, I don't like to get hit in the face. No. But if we train you to not get hit in the face, would you try? I still say no. And
wow.
they kept on pursuing it, and I said, you know what? What the hell? Let me try it.
The bag doesn't hit you
back. And it just took that one try, and to me it was too easy. And I'm like, this is it? That's all? I'm like, okay, give me another one.
I'll do it.
So what advice would you give female boxers nowadays?
You know what? If you really love boxing, it has to come out of your heart and not your money, not for the money. Because if you do it for the money, you won't last long. You have to do it from your heart. That you have the passion and love for it. You know, and Amanda loves it. Loves the sport. She became she's an undisputed now. Katie Taylor, which I love. Clarissa Shields, I love. These girls are pushing and pushing. This this is boxing for females to push it. And I believe that if you want to do it, please do it. Please do it because you love it and not for the money.
Wow.
What-
On subject,
what-
real quick. Hold on, real quick. Glenn lives in the UK, and
Yeah.
there's I was reading something today that Katie Taylor, there was an African American boxer who was in Europe somewhere, one of the very first African American black champion, the champion of the world. He was buried in an unmarked grave, and Katie Taylor, all these years later, went and had a tombstone placed in his man's unmarked grave. I don't know if Glenn's aware of that, but I read that just the other day. And women boxing is just so incredible and so. I mean, for me nowadays, I mean, it was like sometimes I look at things and I was born in the wrong era. And I know maybe Ada feels the same way. If she was fighting nowadays, it'd be a different paycheck and a different situation, right? I'm gonna say one more thing because I know Maestro has a question. Hiklet Lau, Hiklet Lau. He says, "Congratulations on your accomplishment. I think we fought on the same card once here and
Yeah,
twice
we
in Florida."
Yep.
Hiklet was a beast. Hiklet needs to be in the Hall of Fame someday. I'm telling you that right now. That boy was bad.
That's cute.
Hey, Maestro, you have anything for one of our guests? We'll chime in with Glenn in a few minutes. Maestro, you want to get in on this?
What, Ada? What was your weight class, Ada?
118. I started out with 118 and I finished at 122.
Wow. So you familiar with Melissa Doval, right?
Girl,
Oh, they fought.
I'm gonna tell you something. About her, I'm gonna tell you something. Because of her, it's just how you've been trained. Who trains you? Because of her, I changed my whole different style of my fight because of her. Because I give her that respect. Because she knew how to box. I knew only how to brawl. And that's how you've been trained. Whoever trains you, that's how you become, right or wrong.
Right. The reason I brought her up is because she started in our gym, and she started from scratch. Her brother trained her. Udell Val trained her brother. And I noticed when you threw your punches, you were a banger, right? I can tell you were a banger, right?
I'm a banger.
You're a banger. I can tell because you turn over. You know how to turn over your punches. I'll watch you right now. That's the key. You gotta turn them over.
Yeah, you gotta turn them.
Fighters to this day, like Haney don't hit that hard, but it's not that he ain't strong. He's not turning over the punches.
True.
That's what I wanted to say.
True. So true. So true. I'm just a banger. And that how they taught me and all this, it's just that's how I learned. And I gave my hats off to her because she showed me, she opened my eyes because boxing is not just banging. You got to have all the fundamentals. You got to learn how to bounce, get your feet off that ground. When you're in deep waters, you got to learn how to switch. If you southpaw, turn to conventional. Yo, you got to do all that all around fighter. And if she will be on now, I will tell her, thank you for making me even a better fighter.
Alda, ¿tú hablas español?
Claro que yo soy boricua.
Ok, ¿le puedes explicar para la gente que no sabe mucho inglés lo que tú hiciste? Porque tenemos muchos fanáticos que no saben inglés mucho, pero quieren saber lo que tú hiciste ahora.
Ok, cuando yo peleé con Melissa del Valle, Honey Girl, cuando yo peleé con ella me enseñó mucho. Me enseñó cómo boxear, por lo bueno que ella era. Ella me cambió el estilo mío, porque yo solamente sabía tirar los puños y fajarme. Me gustaba fajarme, no estar corriendo y boxeando. Ese no fue mi estilo. Pero ella abrió mis ojos, porque cuando una persona boxea, tiene que tener todo. El boxeo tiene que saber fajarte dentro y afuera del ring. Y le doy las gracias mucho a ella, que ella me hizo mejor boxeadora que soy.
Gracias. Real quick, Maestro, we're gonna go back and forth between Ada and Glenn. Let's bring Glenn into this. Hey, Glenn.
Yeah.
I know you and Ray have a long history. Ray, you want to take over and ask your boy some questions?
Well, hey, G-Man, that's a nice name. How you got that name, G-Man?
You give it to me.
All right. hey, this one's for you, man.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, do you remember when that was played?
Rumors.
Do you know when that was played for Hector? What fight it was?
No, I really don't. That was one of his favorite songs, but I like it because I like it because there's a rumor now going around that you're the new king of Spanish Harlem, man.
No, I just visit there every year. You know, that's all I do. You know.
I heard they go crazy.
You take over. I heard you take over.
Yeah.
No, it's just paying my respects to the Macho Man. All them years he entertained me and entertained the world. I think I've got to walk the streets he walked. I've got to go where his family is. I've got to meet everyone who knew him and talk to them all, you know. So that's important for me to do that. And I'm going to do that until the day I die. I promise you that.
You Glenn, I got to ask you. I'm going to tell you something about Macho Camacho.
Yeah?
When I was in his camp in Fort Lauderdale with me and him,
yeah,
I'm going to tell you something. A beautiful man he was. A beautiful guy. And he taught me, don't take it so serious. Don't be so serious. Have fun in that ring.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
And develop and enjoy what you do so you will last long. Enjoy it. He would look at me and say, change that face. Change that face.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I loved about the man. You know, okay, when he fought Edwin Rosario, he got hurt a couple of times and people say his style changed. But I like that style. I like that style because the thing is, let's be honest here, Hector Camacho wanted to string a sentence after his boxing career was over. You know, and that's what made him more macho because he didn't give a crap. He didn't give a crap what people thought. He just did it his way. You know?
Glenn, what was the fight or the event or whatever it was? What was it that made you fall in love and start following Hector Camacho? What was it?
Well, there's one fight came on telly, but what I was more impressed about, they showed a little clip of him in the Golden Gloves. I think it was 1979. And I just watched this little clip of him as an amateur boxer, and then from that day on, I used to go down to the local shop every week to get the boxing magazines. I'd start reading about him when he turned pro. I'd laugh at the things he would say, you know. Pardon?
You were overseas when you saw this stuff?
Yeah. I mean, back back in them days, when I really started following Camacho, you used to be able to send off for like fight videos, and they'd send you like their boxing career up to date, you know. So, and that's when I really started watching him and admiring his skill. You ain't like the Ada said earlier. You ain't got to get smashed up in that boxing ring. you'd be a slick, tidy boxer, outclass people. You know, it's not about getting smashed up, and that's what I always loved about the Macho Man. You know, even when he fought Bozo Edwards and everyone was booing him in Miami because he was having his little walk around, he was wasting time. You know.
Wow.
Very clever at what he did. You know.
We have a comment here from Coach Lou Acevedo. He says, the dream of boxing PlayHouse. Saludos. Coach, thank you so much. Keep doing your thing. Keep building champions over in Central Florida, Lady Lake, Ocala area. I know you're over there sometimes at John 3, 16, 17, Tito Gym, and a few other places, man. Keep doing your thing, my brother. Thanks for the support. Let your people know to hit like and to subscribe to our channel, man. We up here. We're doing the best, trying to bring the best interviews like Ada Velez, Florida Boxing Hall of Famer. I'm going to be there, Ada. I'm going to go there. I'm going to be talking some smack. I want to go talk some smack to some people over there. But I'm going to be there to support you. I remember when you were in the gym scrapping. I'm like, yo, you were like 100 and nothing pounds, man. I'm like, that little girl is a badass, man. You know? I mean, you know, I think I was 118 pounds when I was like 6 years old, you know, so, you know, you know what I mean?
It was fun. It's fun. It's fun doing and accomplishing what you love the most, you know. And now it's time for me to give back to the kids. Now I got over 48 kids, amateurs. I got the one and only Rosalinda Rodriguez.
She's bad. I know her. I know her. She's the trainer in Miami.
Imagine she's half Puerto Rican and half Mexican. What do you guys think about that?
Candela.
I remember her.
Yes, she is my continuous.
Yeah, she's no joke. She's tough.
Yes.
Wow.
So I love you guys. Thank you for having me. Thank
awesome.
you guys. It's an honor to hear it from you guys.
Before you guys go, listen, I wanted to this is a question I always had. Like this is a fantasy question. If you guys were putting together, like how they have Olympic team for each weight class, what would be your superstar team today? If you could go pick any fighters from whatever era in each weight class, what would it be for you?
Glenn, go first.
Yeah, let him go first.
I've got to be honest with you.
How many? No. Let's just pick
You
three.
got your heavyweight, you got your middleweight, you know, I mean, you can do light heavyweight, you can stretch it out, but
Let's just do three.
Well,
heavyweight, welterweight, lightweight. Heavyweight,
Well,
welterweight, lightweight.
I'm being completely honest with you now. I don't pay a lot of interest in boxing today because I was spoiled.
The whole time.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I read mid-90s, for me, boxing weren't the same, you know. So, I mean, the only boxer I sort of watch sometime is Tyson Fury, you know.
Okay.
And I was saying to Ray earlier that back in our day when we was younger, you had superstars in every division back then. I mean, these days, there's just a handful or two or three in each division. So I'm being honest with you, I don't really watch too much of it today. So sorry about that.
Let me see that shirt a little better.
Hey?
Macho time, baby, forever.
Wow.
Ooh, I like that shirt. Ada, so all right, go ahead, pick your top three. Male or female?
Either
I know,
one,
I
you're
want to
making a
know.
team.
Male or female, which one?
You're making a team. You make a team. Who you want on your team?
All right. Heavyweight. Fury.
There you go.
Yeah.
Heavyweight. Because he boxes. What heavyweight does boxing?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's it.
I
That's
don't like
crazy.
saying my list. I don't like saying the best of all time because everybody has an opinion. That's why we're doing this list. Like, who would you have on your team?
Okay, I'm telling you. Okay. As middle, Crawford.
There you go. Okay.
I love Crawford because he switches. He's conventional and he's southpaw. I love his style. And my last one, which I went to camp, I love him, is Tank.
Okay. Okay.
I like
Ray,
that.
what you
I
got?
like that pick.
I
I
love
got
Tank.
I got Crawford, like she said, which I think he's gonna beat Spence. That's
Yes.
what I said.
Yeah.
I got Boots.
Good. That's an upcoming.
Yeah,
He's
what's his
upcoming.
name? Oh, okay. Well, does he count? Hey,
Yeah,
Angel,
sure.
does Boots? All right, we got Boots.
Yeah, we
I mean,
noticed.
he's an upcoming one.
Okay, we got Boots. We got this is what I like. I like Boots. I like watching Boots. Terrence. I used to like Fury, but he hits behind the ear, man. I don't like fighters that do that. He hits behind the ear. That's dirty. I gotta say that. I used
Well,
to
he's
like
100 feet tall. He's 100 feet tall. Somebody
Nah,
gets
he
him,
knows.
he's gonna hit him.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. That's a dangerous punch to do that. So I'm eliminate. I used to like Katie Taylor, but she pushes you down. But to me, Serrano won that fight. She knew it. She kept pushing Serrano down. When you do this, I can't give her that. So my third one is Serrano.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Okay.
Good pick. Danny.
That's females. Yeah, females.
Well, I'm gonna go
say
a little
me.
old school.
I say me.
I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna go Floyd. He's undefeated. He was a hell of an amateur. I think he got robbed in the Olympics. He was unbelievable. Or either him or Lomachenko in the amateurs, they were credible, right? But I go with Floyd because amateur and pro, he was undefeated. You can't go against that. I'm gonna go with Joe Kawasaki. You know, he's undefeated.
Wow.
You can't go against that. You know what I'm saying? As a heavyweight, let me think. You know what, man? I gotta go with you know, I also like Duran in it too, because Duran was a beast, but I don't know Duran's amateur background. So
I thought you meant fighters for now. I didn't know old fighters. I thought the ones that are now.
no, I'm just going all
Now.
over,
It's
right?
supposed to be now.
I'm going all over. I'm going all over.
You're making a video game. You're making a video game. A
Exactly,
video game.
right? And you know, you want to know something, man? I like that guy Usyk, man. He's unbelievable.
Velez. Thank you.
He's Usyk. You know, other than that, you know, you even look, you can even put a prime Roy Jones in there. Prime Roy Jones, when Roy Jones was undefeated, he was no joke, you know. And then from females, I'm gonna go with Christy Martin. As far as like, I just like her style.
Knockouts.
Hey, I go all the way. Clarissa Shields. I like Amanda Serrano, and I gotta like my girl Amanda Serrano. I love her, and she continue beating, and she's gonna continue. She's top. She's top.
You know
I
what
give her my respect.
If I can interrupt you on this, I do a lot of. I don't know Amanda Serrano. I'm ashamed to say I don't know a lot of Spanish fighters per se. Right? You're like one of the few I do know. But in saying that, I read up a lot about Miranda Serrano. She doesn't do social media, or she didn't do social media. She didn't really have too many people have her phone number because she doesn't really like people contacting her unless they go through the circuits of trying to get in touch with her. And I like how private she is and how focused she is. She doesn't do the WhatsApps and the Facebooks and all that stuff like that. She lets other people handle that because she's so focused on her craft that you got to respect her. She's like a Buddhist when it comes to her boxing career. She just focuses on that one task. And I try to tell some of the fighters that I train, and I know that you're look. Before I get into me, you're a trainer
Yeah,
now.
she's
Ada Velez.
spotlight.
I'm sorry.
She does stay at the spotlight.
Yeah. You got to respect that. She's real smart. You know, you being a trainer now, you're a trainer. First and foremost, you're a former champion. Secondly, now you're a Hall of Famer. And you're a trainer. What do you got in your stables besides Rosalie? Who else you got in your... Do you train just women or do you train women and men?
Hey,
I train both.
Okay.
I
And who
train
else
both.
you got coming up?
And Me, right now, Rosalinda Rodriguez is gonna be fighting soon.
You know, there was a DJ in New
Listen,
York. He was
guys,
called
listen,
DJ
guys.
Double R.
I'm gonna say, all you guys, listen to that name, Rosalinda Rodriguez. You're gonna be like,
I know her.
heard that name before. Oh my God, she was in line. She's gonna be a multi-world champion.
I know her. I mean,
You
she
know
was
her.
like
What weight class?
1
What weight?
118.
What weight class? 118. Okay.
So she's picking up where you left off.
We gotta go to camp. We gotta go to camp in 2 weeks with Alicia Garner.
Bumgarner. Yeah. She's tough. She's a good fighter. We're losing you, Waiter.
She froze.
So listen, Glenn, let's talk about you every time you go to Harlem. Ray, let the people know what happens to this man when he goes to Harlem, Spanish Harlem, and how he takes over.
He don't get jumped. He don't get jumped. He don't get touched. Spanish
No,
Harlem.
man. No.
White guy, like, what's up? What's up?
They call him the Godfather of Spanish Harlem.
No, what happens is you get jumped if you mess with him over there.
I doubt it, but I believe it.
Anybody, yo, I'm telling you, rolling packs. Anybody go near that dude the wrong way, they getting jumped. That's how they love him over there. It's not you. It's not you personally. It's just anybody. Anybody, because they love.
When they see him coming down, they know who he is. That's like, yo, that's Camacho guy. They know who he is.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. What happened was when he told me when he met Macho at 12 years old. Glenn, you were 12, right?
Yeah, about 13, 14.
And you told me that he glimpsed at you, right?
Yeah, he was being interviewed in the ring. He had his gold shirt, silk gold shirt. He had his chain on, and he was being interviewed. And all of a sudden, he just sort of, do you know when someone locks eyes with you just for a couple of seconds?
Yeah.
That's all the motivation I needed, you know?
The word glimpse, when you mentioned the word glimpse, that glimpse lasted so long that now you inherited his aura. When you go to Spanish Harlem, they look at you like the same love Macho would get now.
Yeah, no, you know, it's nice to be respected for what I do, but you know, it's important for me to go to his burial every single year. But now what I'm going to start doing is going twice a year. I'm going to make sure I'm there on the 24th of November this year. I'll go back there and I'll just keep doing it, you know, because the man meant so much to me, and his family is so good to me. Raquel, Star, Stella, Hector Jr., Nick, Michael, they're all really good people, you know, and they treat me like family.
Wow.
So the family knows you. They know who you are. They know you're a fan.
I mean, I'm being honest with you. The first 2 years, I went there unannounced because I'm not really a confident person, and I don't like to push myself on people. So I've gone there and paid my respects to the burial, and then my daughter was always talking to Macho Camacho when he was alive, you know. And Macho Camacho used to advise her before she had her amateur fights and that. So we'll ring up Macho and see what he says. And, you know, it was lovely, you know, for the Macho man to even say, you know, do the best you can and work up what your opponent does, Serena. But I'm telling you now, Serena, education comes first.
Wow.
And not a lot of people used to hear that sort of thing from Macho. Everyone thought he was some arrogant flash person, but he weren't. He had a big heart, you know, and that's what I loved about him.
He did.
You know, and that's my motivation.
Wow.
And that's why I do it.
Real quick, we have Coach Acevedo. He chimed in. His top three would be De La Hoya, Tyson, and Ali. And then we have Izzy Garcia from New York saying, "What's up, boxing family, boxing PlayHouse family?" Real quick, Glenn.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you go to his burial every year. You go to his the cemetery every year to go to go visit him. So after that second year, you warmed up to their family. You're basically now like a third cousin from the UK for the Camacho family, right?
Yeah. No, what it actually was, I went there the second time, and I was speaking to Hector Jr. I said, I'll go to your father's burial, and he said, "You're joking." I said, "No, I've been there twice," and he said, "Look, I'm going to introduce you to all my family." So I got in contact with Hector's macho sister Star, and she sent me a message back. I said, like, I'm a big fan. I admired your brother so much. And she said, "Look, if you want to meet all of us, I will make this happen for you." And that was it. And my saying from now on, every time I go to New York, nothing's planned. You just go with the flow. With the Camachos, you've got to go with the flow. Just go with it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I really have a really good time with all of them, you know?
Wow.
Hey Glenn,
Yeah.
I call that keeping up with the Camachos.
Yeah.
Hey, so when you're over there, do they make arroz con gandules and all that stuff for you?
Yeah, that was my question. I was thinking that.
What's that?
They cook Spanish food for you, like gandules and pernil and all that.
Yeah, really nice.
So you're like Puerto Rican now.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like, I brought some of the recipes home to the wife so she can start cooking it. I'm always asking Hector's sisters, "How'd you do that? How'd you make this?" And they show me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's
wow. Angel?
That's awesome. Have you gone to PR? You're from England, correct?
Yeah, London, England.
London. That's proper. That's England proper.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I haven't been around the world, so I always think of Puerto Rico as a small place and stuff. I'm like, people don't know about Puerto Rico. To me, in my head, you know, like a big place like London, you know, I think people think of Puerto Rico, they think of J-Lo or Mark Anthony. I don't know. They, you know, I don't think of it as being known as a big place. In London, is Puerto Rico known like that? Like, is it known as an island resort or a place to go to, or a boxing hub? What is it known as?
Yeah, it is. A lot of people in the UK say they'd love to go to Puerto Rico and Mexico and places like that, you know. But I've got to visit Puerto Rico at least once, you know, because of the foundation. I mean, Macho was born there, weren't he? So I'd love to just go there. Is it San Juan? Go there. Yeah, go there at least once. But for me, going to New York is everything to me.
Real quick, I want to ask Ada a question. Ada, so you're Puerto Rican. Were you born in Puerto Rico or were you born in the mainland?
My mother and my dad, we lived there. I was born in Hollywood here in Florida.
Okay.
My mother and my dad is all straight de Rio Piedra, Puerto Rico, right by San Juan, right there by. Go and get my girl. Go and get Rosa. We lived by the airport, donde está en la montaña. So as soon as I was born, little baby that I was, I was raised in Puerto Rico for over 12, 13 years.
Okay.
So
my question to you,
I was running around after those chickens.
All right. My question to you was, you're a southpaw. You're a southpaw. You're Puerto Rican. I've seen you fight. You had that same pizzazz that Camacho had. You were a southpaw. You were obviously Puerto Rican. You're a world champion. I mean, you've done everything. Well, I mean, was there anything that when you started boxing, you gravitated to Camacho, or was it just something that came out of you? Because you guys shared so many similar characteristics when you fought.
Well, check this out, Glenn. I used to watch all his fights.
Yeah, love it.
And I love the style, the southpaw that he was. I'm southpaw. And I'm like, dang, look at the way how swift he is. you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and how accurate he was in his punches. Like, man, I was like, wow, I gotta do a little something.
Yeah.
And I came out with a little curl sometimes in my head.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. I like
They
it.
got a little bit of curl, and then I was like, I gotta just be me. But I highly most respect him so much.
Hey, Glenn, did you have the curl? Did you have the curl in the 90s?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a curl now.
You got the
At
curl,
the
there
back.
you go.
Yeah.
You got it in the back end instead of the front.
Yeah. Look. Got me curl. Mashed up
There you
curl.
go. You rough it.
All right. All right.
There you go. There you go.
I've had that
Hey,
since
Ada.
I was 17 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
Ada, I got a question. What happened to Hannah Gabriels?
Who?
Hannah Gabriels, what happened with her?
Anna Gabriel. Who's that?
Hannah Gabriels was supposed to fight Clarissa.
They were talking about all this medication. She had to report it, and some of her medication was because I don't know, she was just taking some kind of medication, and they didn't pass the test. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
when you go through tests, they're gonna
Yeah.
get you whatever you take. But Ana Gabriel, she was telling them about it. She was like, listen, I told you and I wrote down what I was taking. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not.
Ah,
I'm not hiding anything. Just give me time so it can it takes about 7 days, I believe 14 days to disappear. And then I'll change my medication. But she's on medication.
I didn't know that.
That's
I
the
didn't know
only
that.
reason why she got suspended.
Ah, man.
Hey, I know
That
this
was gonna be a
lady.
good fight.
I know this lady, Chevelle Haverback. She was very tough ass chick. She says that she was talking about how ferocious it was to spar with Ada when she sparred with her. You remember those? You remember that?
That girl hit me so hard.
Nah.
I was like, oh my God, what I just got myself into.
Chevelle had back talks about how ferocious.
That girl got some power. They don't
Who's
call
your toughest
Chevelle
sparring?
Hallback hand of steel. That girl, she hits and she hit like a straight dude. I swear. She hit me so hard, I was running.
Who was your toughest sparring? Who's your first and foremost? Who's your toughest sparring, and who's your toughest fight?
My toughest sparring
Guy or girl?
was female. My toughest sparring was you know the name, Belinda Lara Cuente.
Melinda, yeah, she was tough. Another Puerto Rico girl.
That's another Puerto Rican girl. She was killing me. She was at 140 and I was at 118, and still I'm still banging. I'm fighting. I'm still fighting because no little girl would spar me, so I have to go with the big girls. I had to go with the big girls. And then my toughest guy was, which he passed away very young age. His name was Gabriel Chacon. He was my toughest. He would prepare me so many of my fights, and he passed away.
Okay. And fight wise?
Ooh, fight wise,
Number one.
as like hard, banging was
Yeah.
Lisa Brown.
Lisa Brown. I've heard of her. Yeah. She was
Canadian.
tough.
She's Canada. She's
Yeah.
from Canada.
Wow.
She's also a southpaw.
Mm.
Listen, she gave me a black eye. I couldn't see at the third round, but then they told me I broke her jaw.
Wow. I believe it.
Oh, right.
So we went to war. So
Wow.
I'm here not seeing with one eye, and she can't hardly. She had to move her head so many times because they say I broke her jaw.
Wow.
Hey, Ada, who was your trainer? Ada?
At that time was Bonnie Canino and Bert Rodriguez. And then Melissa Honey Girl.
Wow.
Changed a
Okay.
lot of my aspect of my training. So I went on with Jose Morales. He
Hey,
trained me.
Ada. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. He trained me a lot to learn how to box. Get your flat foot, your big fat ass up. You just like to bang. No, I gotta take that away. Let's go and do something different, a little different. He changed a
That's
lot
right.
of my style. I
That's
said,
right.
you
Good
gotta
for
be an
him.
all-around fighter. You have to.
You can't get stuck in mud too long. You got to get out the mud. You got to move.
Yep, that's how it was. You gotta get out. You gotta get out. So he taught me a lot, and I don't know if he's listening. I mean, I love him. Bonnie, I give her my high most respect. She's the one that started. He put the seed in the plant, and I blossom.
Okay. Angel.
Wow. No, you know what? I go crazy when I'm talking to a female boxer. I know I don't know if that's bias or what, but it shouldn't be. I'm sorry, but to me, I have so many questions on the mentality of a female boxer as to a male boxer. I don't know if I was to ask one question, it would be like, what would be your basis to start? Not to start a female boxer, but or you. What it would be like? What would you prefer to have as a foundation? A tough, gritty fighter that could go for it and then learn how to box, or a boxer that could what would it's hard. I have the question in my head. It's hard for me to come out with it. It's like, what would be more important as to become a successful female boxer? Would it be learning the skills of a female boxer or learning the toughness of the sport? If I could ask that loosely. Do you understand what I'm trying to ask?
I understand.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It has to be all around. You got to be real tough. You got to be strong. You got to be real strong, because the coaches, when you start, you hit a bag or you spar, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, that girl got power. Oh my God." Okay, now that she's got power, it's like you gotta have water and you gotta have fire. You gotta have power, but you gotta have speed. Without speed, you're gonna die. It's like, what shuts off water? Fire. You see what I'm saying? So fire, what shuts off fire is that speed. Power and speed you must apply to your fighters both the time. You cannot just bang, 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 bang. You're gonna lose after long, because you saw what happened to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, boom, 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 boom. That's all he was taught, to bang, 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 until he got a hold of Holyfield. When Evander Holyfield boxed him, speed overcame power that day. And I knew that being as a female, you must apply those two things. You must be water and you must be fire.
Holyfield was using his head, though. He was using his head.
Yeah,
that
my
fight.
God. And those elbows. Don't forget the elbows. Don't forget those elbows.
I mean, when Mike bit him, I kind of felt that was over, but I understood his frustration because it didn't look intentional, but he knew when Mike would come in, he would do like this. So it didn't look intentional, but it really was. And that's when Mike said, "Look at my eye. I got to go back to my kids. Look how I look." But the corner told him to bite his ear, but not to take it off.
The corner told him, wait, whoa. The corner told him bite his ear?
Yeah, man. Those trainers in the corner, they got them old school. The Italian old trainer there told him bite his ear, but not hard like this. Like let him a warning. That's a warning. Like you do it again. But he took it to the extreme. Lo cantó. Ah.
Hey, listen, real quick. Angel, I'm going to let you ask one question and Ray, you ask the other one so we can end this. I want to first and say foremost that Ada, I'm honored and privileged to be interviewing right now. I can't wait to see you at the Hall of Fame. I'm going to give you a huge hug. I've seen you at the very beginning, and now I see you here getting inducted, and I think it's an honor and privilege to be interviewing you and to have you inducted and be a part of our what should I say, our family, our Hall of Fame family, and there's no one more deserving than yourself. Glenn, I want to thank you. I know it's about 5-hour difference over there. I want to thank you for being here. Camacho was a great influence on my life as well. I too had the curl at one time, you know, and I looked up to him, and I was able to fight on the same show as his son when we fought in Orlando. He was the main event. I was a co-main event, and being around Camacho was an incredible experience. Hearing him scream and be Camacho at that time was incredible. I want to end this and saying this. I want to thank everybody for watching this. Please hit the like button. Tell your family, your friends to watch the show. Hit the like button. Maybe subscribe. Our guys are trying to put on the best show. Ada, you're number one. Miss Velez, you're number one. And I got much love for you, sister. I'll let you guys end it off with a question, and we'll go from there.
Ada,
hey, hold on a quick. Hold on a quick.
June 30th? You're going to be in Florida?
Yeah, I am. Hold on. Ada, how can somebody get in touch with you on social media? How they want to follow you? How they want to come train with you? Maybe they want to come train with you. Maybe they want to. How do they get in touch with you social media wise?
Well, you can go ahead and just Google my name. You know, you'll see me. You can through my emails. You can even come and look at Zoo Health Club Gym. I partner up with this big company. We train a bunch of kids out here, get them off the streets, get them off of drugs, get them off of those video games. We're doing as best as we can for the love of these kids. So it's not no more our turn. It's they're the future. So that's what we're doing. So you can Google Zoo Health Club Gym in Fort Lauderdale. You can email me, Ada Velez 1986 @gmail.com, and you can find me.
All right, awesome. Aria Villa says, yo, I love the fact that you're working with kids nowadays. It's fantastic and a direct way to give back and inspire a new generation. Zoo Health Club is what your gym is called? Zoo Health Club Gym? Okay.
Yes, Zoo Health
Glenn,
Club.
Okay, and Glenn, how can individuals get in touch with you on social media? You have any social media addresses?
I run a group on Facebook called the Official Macho and Showtime Camacho Memories.
Okay.
And they can get in there and they see everything I do, you know, for Camacho, his memory. Let's not forget Felix Camacho, his brother, and his son.
Me, right? He was in that movie American to Me.
I think so. I'm not too sure, but you know, we've got to think about the future of the Camachos, and we've got Felix Camacho Jr. He's an amateur boxer, and I'm hoping he carries on with his career because he's going to be a great fighter.
All right. And I'm sorry I didn't get you guys the questions real quick, but listen, I want to say that anyone watching this, please hit the like button, subscribe. Boxing Playhouse Entertainment. Boxing tomorrow. Shakura Armstrong will be on Boxing Playhouse on Thursday nights. Angel, you want to ask her one last question or say something? And Ray?
No. You took my question. I was going to ask her what she was up to, what she was doing, what how to reach her, stuff like that. The same with Glenn. It's good info, and it was great talking to you guys. You guys are amazing, both you guys. Awesome.
Thank you.
Ada.
I'm gonna see you June. What is it? I hope it's June 30th. I'll be there for the
Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. Don't miss it.
I'll be there.
All right.
Hey, Ada, you don't got Instagram, Ada? Ada, you don't got Instagram, Ada?
It's yes, I got everything. My Instagram is right here. You could just
I'll start following you, Ada, on Facebook if you've got it.
Why don't you just tell us? We can't see it. Ada Velez 7015.
There you go. Ada Velez, 7015.
All right.
Congratulations.
There you go.
Let's
You
stay in
just
touch.
go ahead and Instagram me, watch me do all these events for these kids, and
That's so.
they're the future now.
Anyone listening, please support Ada Velez over there at her Zoo Health Club gym. She's supporting the youth. She's doing something inspiring to working with these kids and giving back to the community and giving back to the sport. My man Glenn Wybrow, thank you for being on the show. God bless you, my brother.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Brother. You know, Boxing PlayHouse, Latin America, Angel Hildago, El Maestro Ray Sosa. God bless. We'll see you next week. Boxing PlayHouse out.
Peace.
I'm very surgical, lyrical when I'm physical. So battered down with medical, some say critical. It's gonna take a miracle. Bright lights looking spiritual, written down like biblical. I finally reached the pinnacle. I'm very surgical, physical when I'm lyrical. So battered down with medical, some say critical. It's gonna take a miracle. Bright lights looking spiritual, written down like biblical. I finally reached the pinnacle. And PlayHouse. Without a doubt, all the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about. The Boxing PlayHouse, without a doubt, all the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.